Hey, I'm Vego and this is Psychedelic Actualization. On this channel, we talk about topics like self-realization, self-actualization, and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. We gotta talk. We gotta talk about loneliness. You and me, my friend, today. Because many people struggle with this topic of feeling lonely. And I've been there. My story kind of went from when school came to an end, I was like not having real friends. I've been always really blessed to have this one friend. This is, by the way, Blue Lotus. Let's just have a little smoke and talk about it. I've always been blessed to have one friend, but not like my tribe. And then when I came out of school, I was like, how am I ever gonna find friends? And eventually I did, and I want to share 5 lessons that I've learned and that have helped me on my journey to not feel lonely on this path, even though I'm living in a city at the moment where I do not have anybody to connect with, because I've been picking up friends from all over the world. Still very blessed to have one best friend here as my roommate, but sometimes he's also traveling and I'm traveling and whatever. First thing is get to know yourself. And by getting to know yourself, I mean your passions, your values, what is important to you. Who are you actually? Like, get to know that and be able to kind of know yourself to a level where you can rest in yourself, where you are comfortable with yourself. And I know that's difficult. That's the first step. Many people, we struggle with anxieties, with depression, with money issues. And then a little bit of personal development by the side, I think, is a good start to just be able to get to know yourself a little bit better. Through journaling, through meditating. Just tiny baby steps. Just to start, to get the ball rolling. You don't have to go from 0 to 100 in 2 days. And then through that kind of knowing yourself, at least that's how it was for me, I kind of had more clarity. Clarity is so valuable. Clarity about my vision, for example, or a purpose, a target, something I'm moving towards. And through developing this vision and having this sense of purpose, I had something I was moving towards, which came from an intuitive feeling inside through this self-discovery, this self-exploration, where psychedelics can help, by the way, but also they can spiral you down into some weird territory, I would say, when you're completely alone. So sort out that, and then through this purpose and mission, part of that purpose should be a service to others, a selfless service to the world. And through service to the world, you immediately come into contact with people when you kind of share your little gift to the world. So that's the first step. Know where you're going, know yourself, and then figure out where you're going. And then, and if you start alone on this path, that's fine. You like kind of know yourself to a level where that is fine, that you are alone and walk that path alone. And then the second thing is sort out all the people who you do not resonate with. Because a lot of the times we do cling to people who are not serving us. Back in the day when I was smoking a lot of weed, I was hanging out with these people who smoked weed all of the time. And it was a great time and they were really nice people. But they were not serving the mission. And just like having kind of bad behaviors, bad habits, and you can kind of feel that when people are complaining all the time, just judgmental in their own little world of trouble and depression. And if you feel like somebody is not resonating, be really clear in sorting those people out. Because sometimes it gets a habit for them to have you around, and it gets a habit for you to have them around. But if you feel like they're kind of pulling you down and not lifting you up, then sort those people out. And that's the second step, or the third one. Get to know yourself, figure out where you're going, and sort out all the people who do not resonate. Your gut is telling you which ones those are. And then the third step, or fourth step, I guess, is find the others. That's what I've done. I was like, okay, now I know where I'm going, and I can get ideas to where my tribe is hanging out. So I was going out to different events and festivals and gatherings and conferences. Wherever your mission and your passion is, your path is, there are others on a similar path. And then it's on you to just take action to seek those people out. If that was the case for me, if that's not in your area, not in your city, then figure out a way to save up some money, take vacation from your job, and travel to those places. Or just, maybe you even have to change your whole lifestyle to be able to consistently do that. But even with a full-time job, it's possible to get vacation, to seek out those events or those people which you do resonate with. At least you share same interests. And it's a really small world. It's amazing. Like, for example, for me in the psychedelic community, it's a really small community, even though we are living on this huge planet. But in the areas of interest, you have people you want to meet, kind of mentors maybe. And if you move around in those circles of people, in those gatherings, there's people that you meet who know somebody, who knows somebody, who knows somebody that you want to know. Or even a little bit shorter. It's crazy. It's a crazy small world if you take action. And also you can have different hobbies. It doesn't have to be events about just psychedelics, events about just personal development. There's many different areas of interest which you can, and groups and tribes that you can move in who share similar interests. For example, flow people who play with fire and let stuff roll over their body or whatever. It's like those people, many of them are interested in psychedelics. If you're passionate about flow stuff, maybe you haven't even tried it out, but if you try it out, maybe find some new hobbies, some different interests, and then you can move around in those circles. And oftentimes there's an overcross of interests. Of course, you can also start online communities like our community. Our communication at the moment is amazing. Just to not feel too lonely. Join some groups. There's this movement of online communities coming at the moment. Seek some of them out. Maybe I'm gonna be able to offer one soon to kind of unite the people who are interested in using psychedelics for self-actualization and self-realization. That's also a good start. But I think there's also some value in the offline, in the meeting face-to-face, person-to-person, in the body, in the flesh. There's something truly magical about that. I like to smoke Blue Lotus from time to time, it's funny. So yeah, get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes, if you're a little bit introverted, I know how it feels to get out there and be in those uncomfortable situations, out of your comfort zone, in those events, going there alone, connecting to people, sometimes not being able to fully connect. If you do it enough and you push yourself enough to maybe have a little bit of small talk with people here and there, it's going to be a success. Maybe not every event that you go to you can connect. Maybe sometimes you can't connect to anybody, and that's how it is. But you know your mission and you can rest in yourself. That's the important part. And that's the next point, is when you do that, you have this peace when you're alone. This feeling of a deep peace and a deep okayness, of wholeness when you're alone. Because you are not lonely. You know there is a tribe out there. There is like-minded people out there. And maybe they're not in your area at the time, but you have peace. And you can move from that state of peace and wholeness and knowing that other people are out there and that you're on the path of sometimes maybe even connecting with them through your taking of action and providing value through your mission and through your purpose into the space. And that's it. And I have to say, last point I guess is I've met many great people on my travels, on different events and festivals and whatever. And most of them I do not resonate with. I enjoy, that's like a kind of a personal preference, I enjoy to be around crazy people and kind of more of these hippies and just crazy people who are just completely nuts. But there's just a very few of them that I truly connect and resonate with, who are kind of getting my best buddies, my best friends. Maybe I have 2 or 3, and that's it. And the rest is kind of a ladder of people who I do resonate with a lot, but I don't spend a lot of time with them because of location or whatever. And then there's people who I enjoy spending time with for a while, those completely crazy people, but I don't want to be around them all the time. So that's the last observation that I want to share. It's very few people that I do resonate with. And I'll have to say, it's just continue to seek. Not to seek out those people, but to walk your path and practice patience. And when you are walking your path and you're active in the outside world, not isolating yourself and getting into your own mind all the time, but actively pursuing your path with selfless service out into the world, taking action, going to places where like-minded people are hanging out, then with your peaceful presence and with your peaceful clarity and mission of knowing where you are going, there is gonna be people that you resonate with, that you can connect with, and out of connections, out of human connections and tribes and these movements, there springs a form of magic out of it, I guess. That's what I've observed. It's truly magical to be able to connect with people, or just to be in places where people connect, who are on a similar path, passionate about nature, passionate about the environment, passionate about spirituality, at meditation retreats, at spiritual retreats, at festivals. There's so many opportunities out there. You're just gonna have to put yourself out into that situation with a sense of who you are, and then magic is gonna happen. That was my path, my kind of tips to dealing with loneliness and how I'm dealing with it at the moment. I do not feel lonely, even though I'm alone a lot of the time. But yeah, those kind of steps have helped me to come to peace with being alone and not feeling lonely. And I hope that could provide some value today. If you want to connect further, you can check out my website. You can book a free one-on-one call. We can just have a chat if you want to. Otherwise, I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you found this space of community online where maybe you do feel a little bit of a connection with not just me, but our tribe, our community. So thank you very much for watching, for being here today. And I love you very much. You can do this. And you're not alone on this path of getting out of loneliness. I'll see you in the next one. Blessings.